Hi there, welcome back for another episode of Dave's Desk Bible Basics. Today we're looking at the book of Acts, written probably by Luke, the same guy who wrote the Gospel of Luke. Again, to Theophilus, his patron, probably in the early 60s AD, and it's a really important book for the church. It does that tricky job of linking the teachings of Jesus in the gospel with the sort of ministry of the apostles in the early church, and it shows us how the church sort of born and grew in those first decades of its life. In chapter 1 verse 8, Jesus commissions his disciples to be his witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And that's what we see then through the book of Acts, the apostles being witnesses in Jerusalem, in wider Judea, in the sort of neighbouring Gentile lands of Samaria, and then to the ends of the earth, as the book finishes with Paul in Rome. And indeed, Luke may well have written the book whilst in Rome with Paul. It's entirely possible that Luke, who has spent time with the earliest Christians during Paul's imprisonment in Jerusalem and in Israel, has now travelled with Paul to Rome and concludes his writing in Rome, which is why the book has, from what I've always found, a somewhat annoying sort of cut-off point right in the middle of Paul still being in prison, because he's probably writing during the trial. And it's important theologically because it details how the church and what the church believes is shaped by its experience in the world. So the church, theology meets reality in the book of Acts, and we see speeches as the church comes under pressure from Jews and Gentiles, as it comes under pressure from government and from society, and how those impacts are shaped by what the people believe. And therefore it's a real important foundation for the church. For me, this is, what should church look like? I often go to the book of Acts to try and answer that question of what should church be like, where did we start, how have we gotten to where we need to go. Those questions all have to start with the book of Acts. And we've been doing, as we've moved into the New Testament Bible Basics, I've been recommending one chapter. So I'd recommend chapter 10. Chapter 10 tells the story of Cornelius and the beginning of the Gentile church. So faith in Jesus moving out of being a Jewish sect and into being a religion for all peoples everywhere. And that starts with Cornelius in Acts chapter 10. So I'd encourage you to read that and just understand that this is a story. We're part of this big story going back thousands of years and thousands of miles to this household of people who encounter God in ways that they never expected, and God still wants to encounter us and have encounters with us and shape us just as he did then. I hope you found that helpful and encouraging, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.